Daily Trust is where we are going. FG goes after certificate forgers. It's on the front page of Daily Trust.
The way I'm going to give the president some credit for these reforms that he's introducing, and this particular one is very, very important. And it says that the federal government has moved against certificate forgers. There's a directive to all ministries. Listen carefully if you work for government. All ministries, agencies, military and paramilitary formations to enforce mandatory verification of all academic credentials of staff members. So everybody who works for the government, his certificates are going to be scrutinized. It doesn't talk about political office holders. It talks about civil servants in the first instance. When it gets to political office holders, whatever hurdles we meet on the way, we will find a way to surmount it. Okay? We found a way to surmount it. But what we are told now is it's going to be enforced to the letter. Whether public, private, civilian, or military, anybody, you must submit. Certificate forgery has become endemic. It's become a close to a large number of people banding. In fact, recently, it was said that one very famous lawyer who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, that his professorship is from a fake university.
Ooh. Yes.
We've avoided talking about it because, there's no proof or anything. But it was said, and this particular lawyer, I think, is involved in a case, some land case or house case or whatever it is, and claims to be a professor. And it is said that his professorship is from a non-existent university. So it's become endemic. A lot of it go to the universities. Some of the lecturers, what do you mean lecturers? Go to the hospitals. Some of the doctors are fake. So this new reform that we are getting, thank God to the Tinubu administration, is going to help all along the line. I hope the same will also apply to political office holders. Why is that? I was interviewed by Femi Obongs Daniel inside here on this, and I said to him jokingly, I said a larger percent of a so-called elite or politicians or whatever cannot fill a form by themselves. They can't fill a 2-page form. They will adjust their age. They will adjust their certificates. They will adjust their state of origins. That's why you hire people to fill forms for you to go to the embassy. I once asked a colleague of mine, what do you need a consultant for to help you fill a form to go to get a visa? You're supposed, is there name, next of kin, this, that, state of origin. You don't know what it is. It's on the front page of the Daily Trust. That's the kind of seriousness that goes with this exercise. The Daily Trust says that Nigeria has long battled the scourge of forged academic credentials. Over the years, several high-profile figures, from lawmakers to ministers and academics, have been implicated in certificate scandals. Of course, they now remind us about, you remember we once had a speaker, some of you might have forgotten, in 1999, who claimed that he went to a University of Toronto. So I'm glad that this government is doing that, and they have all my support. I just hope that maybe part of the electoral reforms also would be to scrutinize carefully whatever people fill in their forms. Because if we did that, quite a number of our high-profile politicians would be sitting at home, they'll probably end up in jail for perjury. So I'm glad that the government has set the tone for this. And it's a development we will continue to keep our eyes on. So if you work for the federal government, respect yourself. If you have submitted a result or whatever that is not yours, I don't know how you are going to do it. Or find a way to withdraw it. It's many of our doctors, professors, this and that. The one that I couldn't quite make out is why, for example, the senior lawyer now go and add some kind of funny professorship to his title. It's part of what I said I want to discuss with Candy Johnson on Saturday, and it's going to be in a series. I'm going to bring people who I think straight to ask ourselves what is wrong with us. It's part of the worry that I have.
That's a good question.
It's part of the worry that I have. This new thing where you want to be everything, you want to have all the titles, you need to know how much people pay, how much they lobby, kill self to get a chieftaincy title. For what? Okay, Sheriff, we have a long day ahead. So
yeah, you know what's worse before we move on from this story? What I think is worse is, and I'm wondering what you say about government looking into it, is age falsification.
But it's part of it now.
Because this age I mean, look, people may have the right certificate and everything, but you see, age falsification
is
too rampant.
5 or 6 retired policemen, retired very senior officers, are on trial now. But I suspect that they'll be pointing the fingers inside again.
Yeah,
it's become, to be honest with you, Sheriff, it's almost become the norm. You ask somebody, how old are you? Officially. you officially. You ask your friend. You sometimes you have people that you know. Facebook is quite revealing.
Yeah.
They put their date of birth. You say, But I so because it's not just reforms. The reform that we need is a reform of the mindset. You know, values. A society without values is going to become a concrete jungle, and that is almost now. You find. Do you know how many parents pay handsomely for their students to write WAEC?
Right. You can say that again.
You know. So the question is, why are you sending? I know somebody who got admission to school, of course, couldn't do anything. Ended up becoming a young man. Ended up becoming a cult member and wasted his life. He couldn't cope. He said he wanted to read banking and finance.
That's
Who passed maths. They bought maths. Anyway, let's go to the next.
Oh boy, sorry. Let's go to our next story. Vanguard, page 7. Oscar Ibru dies at 67. So others mourn.
Skido, it's sad. He wasn't my friend, but he was a friend to loads of my friends. And of course, he went to Igbobi College. You know, the story had it that Skido died yesterday. Oscar Ibru. The details were not available. He's been described as the first son of Michael Ibru. He wasn't the first son. The first son was the one who was my classmate, Onome.
Oh, okay.
Onome died, I think, when he was in Ife. I went to school with Onome. Onome is his elder brother. But he fit into the shoes very, very well, and he made his mark. It's sad. My condolences go to Igbobi College, old boys, his home people in Delta, Femi Oshilaja, Dubi Mevere, all friends of his.